What's goody? Hey, Allison. I'm having the hardest time opening the ukulele case. Sometimes, you know why? I was just trying to do it very slowly for some reason, and it wasn't working out for me. Sometimes you just need to do the thing quickly, and it'll work out better for you. And I'm sure that's a message for somebody somewhere. But anyway, hey, I am 3+Kei. I am just an honest Christian, encouraging you, my friends, to pursue the smile by prioritizing the Lord, your physical health, and persistent education. And this space right here is called the Secret Heart Club. Welcome to the Secret Heart Club. Everyone does their part to bring love, be loved. Hey, we love Jesus at the Secret Heart Club. So, Boston, it is good to see you. Boston went to a Celtics game today and has been posting videos all day. He got to ride a train for the first time, went to the game. Somebody, a basketball player, you'll have to say who it is, Boston. But Boston said, hey, to this basketball player, and the basketball player acknowledged him. So that was pretty cool. And then the Boston Celtics won. So, and if you ask me, I think it's because Boston was in attendance. And so that was Boston's day today. It actually made me think. Somebody came on here a couple days ago and they didn't mean any offense at all. But what they said was, you only have 4 viewers. And I feel really bad that you only have 4 viewers and 4 likes. And I didn't have like the words to convey it at the time, but I was thinking about it today while I was watching Boston's videos. I was like, it may be 4 at the time, but it's like, Boston went to a Celtics game today. Poppy's pregnant and is sending me the gender of the baby on May 1st, and we're going to do a gender reveal. Allison's providing us with good hip hop. You know, Ben has his fish channel. We support one another. And so it's like, yes, when I look at and I check out other live streams, and it's like, this one, I remember it was just a person falling over on a bike again and again and again. And it had like 700 views, this live stream. And that has a place in entertainment, but that is not this. And the people that belong here, the people that come into this channel, the Secret Heart Club, they belong here. And anybody who watches this channel that wants to be here, they're welcome here. Like we talk to one another and we're establishing a relationship. And so that's what I wanted to like kind of communicate, right? Boston said it's like a community, and Allison says, yes, I like this community. Quality over quantity. Yes. And so let's get into 1% better today. What I did 1% better today, I don't know what's going on. I've been working out a lot and everything in my life. I've been getting great sleep. But my motivation has been down. Like I literally don't want to do anything ever besides maybe like lay in bed. And I'm like, I'm not depressed. So I don't know what's really going on with that. Boston says the basketball player's name is Jordan Walsh. Yeah. Boston was like, hey, Jay Walsh. And he like did a thing with his finger. But anyway, today I was like, oh, I should hike this mountain called Mount Sentinel. I should just hike it. And so I went ahead and did that. And then I thought I need to get my 10,000 steps. So I went to another park called Greeno. And so anyway, the 1% better that I did today was just like doing the thing. There's a quote on my refrigerator that says, lack of discipline will have you praying for miracles. Lack of discipline will have you praying for miracles. Hey, Claire. Claire just subbed. Nice to see you. Claire, where are you located? Where are you located here? I'm in Montana. But I also worked on the professional friend thing today. I added it to my website, but I'm not a website developer. So my website, by the way, it's PursueTheSmile.com, but it's a trash website because I did it myself and I didn't know what I was doing. But anyway, I updated it today. And then starting tomorrow, I posted the link to book an appointment with me. And if you're wondering what it is that I do, I'm a social worker by trade. That's my 9 to 5. And I'm extending that out to the private sector to offer navigation of social services, assistance with life skills such as budgeting, social skills, things along that realm, or companionship. You can just book an appointment with me just to chat for 30 minutes. I don't mind. That's more of a service in person, but between April 21st and May 31st, I have 12 free slots open for 3+Kei. So I did that, posted that starting tomorrow. Claire is in America. Where in America? Allison says, I might want to vent. Yeah, sign up. The days are Monday, Tuesdays, and Fridays right now, and it's 6 to 6:30. I am well adept at people venting. That's like definitely a thing. But I wonder for you guys what your 1% better is today. Oh, Claire says, I can't really say where she's at. I'm not allowed. I'm only 17. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. We want you to protect yourself, Claire, but we're certainly glad that you are here. And so in the way, when I went to Greeno Park, so I hiked a mountain today, which was, I feel like I'm still out of breath. I feel like my lungs haven't recovered. And then after that, I went to a place called Greeno Park, which is absolutely stunningly beautiful. And I ran into my old boss and I asked her, what's a lesson you've learned lately? And she said she is training for a half marathon. And so she's learning when to go full throttle and when to pull back as far as conserving her energy. And that's what she learned today. And I told her, I was talking to my coworker who's fat, and no disrespect because I'm fat too. And my coworker was saying that she signed up for a half marathon. And I told her, well, if you can do it, I can do it too, right? And I'm only saying this because you can really, like, nobody's keeping tabs on you. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can be 300 pounds and do a half marathon and literally nobody cares. You could do a half marathon and win first place. And the number of people who will care that you made it first place at a half marathon are so very little. And even if they do, they're not going to care that much until you have something else to do. So I wanted to talk about people caring or not in your life and why it's okay Allison said, I've got to go early tonight, but I'm glad you're doing well and getting rest. May miss a day or two, but no, I'm praying for you, for your business, for peace. You're awesome, sister. God is good. Thank you so much. And yeah, we'll see you. We'll see you when we see you, Allison. And Steven says, how much is a half marathon? Like, how many blocks is it? I don't know how many blocks it is, but it's 6.4 miles. No. That's a 10K. A half marathon is 13.1 miles. It's in there, but it's not impossible. And I would actually encourage anybody to go ahead and do it, because who cares? And so I have this, I met a friend, and we're not probably going to be friends, actually. And because here's a red flag. Sometimes I meet people and I don't wear makeup. And they say, I wonder what you look like with makeup. And I don't know how it translates to the screen right now, but this is the best my skin has ever looked in my entire life. My entire life, up until 3 years ago, I had what's called hypopigmentation and very thick eczema on my skin. So I had at least 4 different color tones in my face at any given moment. And early on, like in middle school, when people try to bully you or whatever, I just kind of accepted that I had bad skin, ugly skin even. And that's just like what it was going to be. And then throughout the years, somebody will come along and they'll be like, oh, you should wear makeup. I want to do your makeup. I wonder. And my response is this. I've had my makeup done twice. Once because I just let somebody do it. This was like 15 years ago. And another time I let my kid do my makeup. Both times I had makeup. I also have very sensitive skin. It was outrageously itchy. Outrageously, because it dried out my skin. And now I'm suffering. And so when people say, they look at my discolored skin and they say, I want you to wear makeup. You actually don't care about me. You want to see me as normal, without consideration for the fact that it is highly uncomfortable for me, and that I have accepted my own appearance. Like, this is my face. I say it all the time. I don't know what else to tell you. This is my face, and this is how my face is going to be. And it may not look like other people's faces, but I'm actually okay with that. You know what I mean? And so when people want you to change your appearance, they say, you need to lose weight, or you need to wear makeup, or you need to wear different clothes. What I think to myself is, okay, if I go make these changes for you, you're probably not, you're going to find something, since you found fault with me in the first place that has nothing to do with my character, since you found that fault with me outside of my character, and I go and spend the money and go do these things to appease you and you alone, what is the guarantee that you will now accept me into your life? And even if you do, you didn't care about me. You didn't care about my core and my character in the first place. You didn't care. And so that's why we should just be who we are from like an external standpoint. Like, if you want to wear makeup, but it's not for me. My skin is going to be how it is. Boston says your skin looks good. Don't listen to other people saying negative things. I don't, because why are we, here's a story. This is, I don't know how this sounds, but like, a story that conveys who I am. When I was in 7th grade, we had like a school play every year called Haven Help Us. And the theme for that year was friends, like, you know, the 6 people in New York. The theme that year was friends. And I got cast as Rachel. And everybody's looking at, you know, the posting to see if they even got into the play and who they are. And I got cast as the lead. And this boy, Anthony, I'll never forget it, was like, did you get into the play? And I said, yeah, I was cast as Rachel. And he says, you're not pretty enough to be Rachel. And I remember thinking, I was 12 years old. I was not offended. I remember thinking, it doesn't matter if I'm pretty enough. I got the lead. And so even though I was 12 then, I think that's a really good depiction of like who I am to this day. Character trumps all. And people who are focused on anything but your character, they don't care. And because they don't care, you can't care about what they have to say. Right? Does that make sense? we judge each other all the time. It makes no sense. Boston says, sorry, I have to go tonight, but have a great night and a great day tomorrow. God bless you, Boston. You have a good night. And so the other part, kind of like with the 5K. So I do 5Ks. I used to be morbidly obese. And the second I wasn't, I ran a 5K, and I love the fact that I could now move my body fluidly. So now, ever since I lost that weight, I do 5Ks all the time. And now on June 15th, I have a 10K coming up. And like I was saying, I have another coworker. I have a coworker that's also overweight, and she's planning on doing a half marathon. And this whole time with the 10K, I've been worried, like, do fat people do 10Ks? Is that a thing? That was my concern. I'm going to come in dead last on this 10K. And somebody told me that there are whole groups that just walk 10Ks. Like, nobody cares. The point is to just do it. Stable Genius said, I wish I had 10K. You wish you had 10K? Oh, I'm talking about a race, but you're talking about money? Go get it. What's stopping you? Respectfully. If you want 10K, here's what it is. 10K is $50 a day, 6 days a week. So you don't even need to figure out how to come up with the 10,000. You just need to figure out how to come up with $50 a day, you know? And so what you can do, if you're young and able, you can purchase. I would even borrow. If you know anybody that owns their own, here's what you're going to do. Stable Genius, here's what you're going to do. You know somebody who owns their own home. That homeowner most likely has a lawnmower. Ask them if you can borrow it. Ask them if you can borrow it for a week or a month, and you will mow their lawn for free. You then advertise your services in maybe their own neighborhood. That way you don't have to take the lawnmower home with you. And you cut a lawn a day. Stable Genius, your math is off. Well, whatever. I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, if you want 10,000, go get it. You know, are you seeing like can I tell you, it doesn't matter if the math is off. The point is, if you think outside of the box, you can get whatever it is that you're wanting to get. You know what I mean? Claire says, you are so pretty. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. You know? Meanwhile, starting next Sunday, 4/20, I'm about to enter a season of working 7 days a week. And I'm looking forward to it. I have people in my life who think I work too much, but I will say this: the job I do on the weekends is really fun. Like, I would, if I didn't like social work so much, I would do that job every day. It's working on a food truck. So all I do is just give people food, and I talk to people and get to know them, and we have a great community. And it's just, my whole job is just to be a vibe and sell people burgers. And it is the easiest task, and it's so much fun. I would do it every day if I didn't already enjoy my 9 to 5. But that's what I do. And so it's food truck season. So I'm about to be working 7 days a week until October. And the only reason I'm sharing this with you guys is because where there's a will, there's a way, right? People talk a lot about inflation. They talk a lot about what they want, what they need. And if you want it, you gotta go get it. You know what I mean? Back to the subject at hand, nobody cares. Like, nobody's coming to save any of us at the end of the day. It's kind of like each man for themselves. I wish I could find it again. There are certain marks of poverty. There's certain things that will like solidify you in poverty. And of course, it's not like a catch-all, but one of them is specifically having children out of wedlock. Children costs a lot of money. And people have them. And it's like, that's a good way to remain broke. Stable Genius, $50 a day times 6 is not $10K. It's $300 a week, which is $1,200 a month, which is actually over $10,000 a year. So is that what you're saying? Yeah. $300 a week. If you could figure that part out, you know, you'll be okay. And then I guess the question is, what do you want to do with 10K? Like, if somebody were to just hand you $10,000, what would you do with it? Like, how would God be glorified in that gifting? Is always a good way to think about things too. Because in everything we do, we want God to be glorified. Amen. It's kind of like the guy that wishes for $1 million so that he can buy a yacht. And it's like, the Lord's not going to bless that. You know, Hey, El Ganador. There we go. I always look for the litmus test, a 3-part litmus test when we have a prayer to God. Number 1, how is God glorified? Let's do the $1 million because I want a G-Wagon. I want a G-Wagon. First of all, how is God glorified? With my G-Wagon, the Lord is not glorified at all. Number 2, who is served with your request? With my G-Wagon, nobody is served because I wouldn't want anybody in it. And number 3, what are you doing to move toward your desire? So the G-Wagon is kind of silly. I don't actually, I could have it or not. You know what I mean? But number 1, with your desires, 1, how is God glorified? Number 2, who is served by this desire that you want? And number 3, how are you moving toward this desire? Do you know what I mean? I do want to open the James House, which is a Christian group home. That's a long ways off, guys. That's gonna take $1 million. That's gonna take more than $1 million. And time. Do you know? When I asked the Lord for time, hey Jackson. Oh, Jackson. There we go. When I asked the Lord for time, it's typically so that I can stop and think about what the next move is toward the James House. Everything is kind of geared toward that. Do you know what I mean? Jackson, oh my gosh, you said it. So here's the thing, Jackson. So if you're not in here typically, every Sunday I play a song. I learn a song on the ukulele, which is why I have it. And this week I didn't learn a song, and I thought to myself, I wonder if anybody's going to catch that at all. And Jackson did. I think there's freedom in people not paying attention to what we're doing. You know, you can kind of fly under the radar, do whatever you're trying to do. And if you think about it, because I was kind of sad earlier, I was like, nobody cares that I'm doing this one thing. And it's like, I don't know if I really care in the way of being invested in somebody else's life. You know, I was the 2 people I care about tremendously, my adult children. I was invested in their lives, and that, for those of you that have kids, they don't make good decisions. They're not like, we don't make good decisions. They're not whole people yet. So they're struggling, and to be invested in their struggle is going to cause you pain. You've got to let God handle that. Bye, Jackson. So it's not that I don't care about what they've got. Like, I'll tell you this, my kid yesterday has a best friend, and the best friend has a dog. And the dog got hit by a car. And my kid sends me this text, share this on all your social media platforms. Please, I'm begging you. And I was like, I don't know this. I don't care about this dog, not even a little bit. I don't even know who your best friend is, so I don't care about them either. And then the fact that you're torn up and begging people about somebody else's dog, I can't be invested in it with you. You know what I mean? And so I just, we got to be real. We got to be honest Christians, right? We say, we've heard it before, like, oh, I love everybody. And it's like, what does that mean exactly? Oh, I care about everybody. That's not honest to me, because you don't know everybody and you care about like pedophiles. Probably not. You know what I mean? It's something that like sounds good. God knows you're lying. God knows you don't care about every single person. Do you know what I mean? Like, stop the cap. And so I'm just saying that as a moment of like authenticity. When we say like, nobody cares about me, how much do we care about everybody else too? Bye, Claire. And how much do we, when we're talking about care, we're talking about like investment in other people's lives. So I just told you guys I'm doing a 10K, and then whoop-de-doop-de-doop, I'm fat and I'm going to do a half marathon. And I think that's amazing. But why would anybody else, even though I would like people to be like, wow, Lakeitha, that's so cool of you. That's so good that you're doing that. Why really would somebody do it? You know who does care? God. That's it. And so we got to like keep going back to that. And I think a hard thing, and I mean, I'll just speak for myself, right? I don't always feel the Lord's presence. And so for me, what is the most helpful is when the Lord works through people in my life. That's what is most helpful for me. Some people, the Lord, they're fine just sitting in their treehouse with the Lord. And I think that is great. I would call cap that you can always sit in your treehouse, and that is sufficient. And the only reason I say that's cap is because in the Garden of Eden, after the Lord gave Adam literally everything he could ever want, the Lord still looked at Adam and was like, you're missing something, bro. You know what you need is a girl. You need somebody to talk to. And here's the thing, because Adam was already capable of tilling the land, like doing the physical stuff. So he didn't have Eve as a helpmate physically. Eve was there to support him emotionally and mentally. We were made to be in community. We were made for us godly people. We were made to be with and for one another. And so that's my whole point, is like, Lakeitha, I appreciate when the Lord works through other people for me. That's where I feel it most, when somebody is like very, very caring for me. That's not to say that I don't have my moments in the treehouse when all I need is God. Are you following me? I want to be clear on that, right? And I think I was talking to this one woman, and she was like, my kids could leave me. My parents could leave me. All I need is God. And it's like, I don't know that because he gave you these people to like care for and to care for you. Like, I get the sentiment, but if you like pushed everybody away because you were hunkering down in your treehouse, I don't think that's the way it's supposed to work, because the first greatest commandment is to love God, and the second greatest commandment is to love others. So we're kind of like meant to do that. You know what I mean? We just do it so imperfectly. We don't care. I haven't had one person yet talk to me about this half marathon and be like, Lakeitha, that's cool. And I'm not expecting anybody to. either. I come on this live stream every night telling you guys about my life and how the Lord is working in my life, and no one's going to be invested, and that's okay, because I'm not, there's no one I'm invested in their life either, but there's just kind of freedom in that. Like, I'll be honest, I've been on this like physical health journey. You know where I went today? I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say it. You know where I went today? I went to McDonald's. And I got 3 cookies because I had a McDonald's cookie yesterday for the first time, and it was warm and soft and ooey gooey. And I went back today and I got 3, but nobody cares. I can do that. That's what I'm talking about. I have the freedom to do that. No, nobody's going to be like, look, Keith, you ate 3 cookies. It's like, yeah, you're lucky I didn't get the 13 pack. And even if I did, who cares? It's my gut, and it's your gut too. What we should care about, I'll tell you this, what we should care about is our, each other's journeys, faith walks, journeys with the Lord. I think we could do better to care about that with one another. But sometimes we do that because we're fallen. We do that wrong too. And it shows up as judgment and lack of grace. Think about it. Think about you. Think about you and the judgment you do. I do it too. I don't like snooty church people. I just do not, and maybe if I was giving a little, grace, it would be like, well, Margaret is going through a divorce. You know what I mean? Steve says, play Beautiful People. I don't know what that song is, Steve. Stable Genius says, maybe change it up a little bit. May I suggest you try to build a castle out playing cards while spreading your message? I don't know how to do that either. This is what I got. This is what I got. Love is what I got. And remember that. That's what I got. Well, I'm gonna oh man, I always hit the subscribe button. I always forget to get people to subscribe. Stable Genius said, but it would be entertaining watching you. Yeah, I don't know how to do that. And so it would be distracting to me to do something I don't know how to do while talking. But many people find the ukulele entertaining. I think maybe you just don't. And that's okay. I think that's okay. I hope to see you again, Stable Genius. We're here every evening, 8:05 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I'm going to go ahead and pray us out and continue on with the no, I'm going to bed. That's cap. There is no, after I hit the X, there is no continuing on with this evening. I am going to bed, my friends. Dear Lord, thank you for this time together. It's true. No one really cares what we're doing or is invested in the goings about of our day. And that's actually fine, because maybe we don't care about theirs either. And that's okay. The point is that we look upward and put our focus on you, Lord, and focus on the important things, which is our relationship with you, Jesus Christ. And so we just thank you for our salvation. Thank you for godly people. Thank you for community. And thank you for the rest we're about to receive tonight. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, guys. See you tomorrow. Talk to you later.